Hi, in this screencast, I'm just going to quickly show you how it is that you can locate different kinds of resources in the Learning Center. So once you get onto our homepage, which is what you should see right here on your screen, the easiest way to find things on a particular topic is to go up to the search window in the top right corner. So for example, let's say we're interested in looking for resources on the phases of the moon. I'm going to type up here, phases of the moon, and then just hit search, or you can hit enter. And as that loads, we'll see that we get a variety of different kinds of resources. So for example, this first item right here is a science object, and so these are typically 1 to 2 hour online kind of professional development to give you some kind of science content background. The next item here is actually looks like a book chapter from a book on astronomy that NSTA has published. There are also some external resources, so there's some links to resources from NASA, as well as a journal article. So this is an article in Science and Children on the phases of the moon and shadows. If you're interested in a particular kind of resource, you'll notice at the very top of the screen here, you'll see different kinds of resources. So you could limit it to all do-it-yourself kinds of learning. So those would be things like science objects and science packs. So if we click on that, we'll see that there are 2 different results. One should be this first science object, and a second is a science pack, which includes a variety of these different science objects and about a 10-hour experience on Earth, Sun, and Moon, including phases of the moon. All right, I'm going to click back here to our last screen. We could also do the same thing and look for just book chapters and articles and books. In some cases, you may also see seminars and classes that might also be available. Typically within our membership, those are not free. Also within the books and articles, typically the entire books are still at a cost, but you can often find the book chapters, for example, like this Faces of the Moon one that was the second in our list, as an option free. So typically that would be $3.49, but with our subscription, that's free. If you only want to see free resources, you can actually go onto this left side over here, and you'll see a variety of other ways that you can filter your search. So you can actually search for items that are free, and those will give you all the items that are free within our subscription level. So those are typically the science packs, the science objects, book chapters, and journal articles, as well as links, obviously, to external resources. So you can also filter your search by a variety of different other things. So if you're interested in a grade level, so you could particularly search for elementary school. In some cases you might, if you're in upper elementary school grades, you may want to search for elementary school. So I'll click elementary school here and include middle school, because some of the middle school journals are actually geared towards the 6th grade. So they may actually be appropriate even in the 4th or 5th grade. So I added elementary school. We can also add middle school as a filter as well, and that will give us all the resources that are appropriate for elementary or middle school classrooms. And so that limited our search to about 40 results, as you can see here. Additionally, depending on what you're searching to, there may be times that you want to search by a particular subject. So you notice over here too, you can also limit it by subject. In this case, these are all kind of earth science resources anyway, so that won't probably be particularly useful for us. But if you were looking for something like assessment of phases of the moon, then, or assessment in general, then you might want to limit it to a particular kind of content area. There's also the option over here of doing an advanced search, where you can kind of get a little bit more specific about what it is that you're looking for within the Resource Center. I'm going to go back to the screen we were just on. So let's go down here for a second. Let's say, for example, we are particularly interested in this article, Scope on the Sky's Moon Phases. So I'm going to click the article right here, click the title, and this will actually give us a little bit more detail. So there will be a short kind of paragraph abstract or short description of what it is that the article actually is showing you. And then there'll also be some user reviews as well, and you're welcome to add if you have an experience. In some cases they'll have ideas for use, so older articles will typically be correlated to the former national science standards. New articles may have correlations to NGSS. So because this was published in 2010, that predates NGSS. And sometimes there's also some additional information or kind of additional resources that might be associated with the article. So let's say now I'm really interested in this particular article. If I want to actually be able to read it, what I'm going to do is add it to my library. So I'll click Add to my library. And it will take a minute here for it to load. And then once it does that, you can just click In My Library, and it'll take me to my library. I have obviously a whole bunch of different resources in my library since I've been using the NSTA Learning Center for several years now. Yours should be a little bit emptier. And so you can actually sort your library by a variety of different ways. So you can actually come up to the right here. And I have it sorted by date added to the library. So that will put the item that I most recently added at the top of my list. But you could also search by title if you remember the title of the article you're looking for. Or for some items, if it's only available for a certain number of days, you could search by days remaining. So this was the article we just added, so we can look and we can click on Science Scope. We can click on the title, and here's the article. So this is the article that we were just kind of looking at. Let me move it over here so you can actually see. And so the entire article will show up as a PDF. You can read it on your screen, you can print it or download it as you see fit to use it. Let me go back here. Additionally, in another screencast, I'll cover how to actually add this to a collection or to kind of find your library in a different setting, but that should at least get you to an article or a resource that you're interested in finding. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful for you.